Hello and welcome back from wherever you are all over the world. So today we have another celebration and this is a great report. The Duke of Sussex has won a bid to bring part of his High Court claim against the Home Office over his security arrangements while in the UK. So this is a huge win. As we all know, Harry is bringing legal action over a decision not to allow him to pay for police protection for himself and his family when they are in the UK. At a preliminary hearing last month, his lawyers sought permission for a full judicial review of the Home Office decision. He challenged the February 2020 decision of the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, RAVEC, after being told he would no longer be given the, quote, same degree of personal protection when visiting. In a judgment on Friday, the High Court judge, Mr. Justice Swift, said the case could proceed, granting permission for part of Harry's claim to have a judicial review. The judge said, quote, the application for permission to apply for judicial review is allowed in part and is refused in part, end quote. Prince Harry is seeking to challenge the decision not to grant him automatic police protection whenever he is in the UK. His legal team argue that the security arrangements set out in a letter from RAVEC and their application when he visited the UK in 2021 were invalid due to, quote, procedural unfairness, end quote, because he was not given an opportunity to make a, quote, informed representation beforehand, end quote. Shahid Fatima QC for the Duke told the court earlier this month, quote, that he did not know at that stage that the royal household was involved at all. He was told it was an independent decision, end quote. His lawyers had argued that the Queen's private secretary, Sir Edward Young, should not have been involved in the decision to deny him police protection in the UK due to the significant tensions, in quotes, between them. Lawyers for the Home Office argued that RAVEC was entitled to reach the decision it did, which is that Harry's security arrangements could be considered on a, quote, case-by-case basis, and that permission for a full judicial review should be refused. The judge has ruled parts of 4 of the 5 grounds Harry claimed were arguable, meaning that there will now be a full High Court hearing to review the Duke's claim. The judge said it was arguable that RAVEC's decisions were legally unreasonable, and the Duke should have been told about RAVEC's policy before its decision in 2020. And it was arguable whether the Duke should, quote, have had the opportunity to make representations direct to RAVEC, including the opportunity to comment on other matters RAVEC considered, end quote. However, the judge denied permission for the other part of Prince Harry's claim, including that he should have been told who the members of RAVEC were, and that he did not have the chance to discuss the, quote, appropriateness of some people being involved in the committee. The judge said, quote, in the course of submissions, it became apparent that while the claimant may have had disagreements with persons who were RAVEC committee members, there was no evidence at all to support a claim that any committee member had approached decisions with a closed mind, or that either decision was affected by bias, end quote. He added, ultimately, it was accepted for the claimant that no such case was or could be advanced, end quote. The judge added that the Home Office was yet to have the chance to address in evidence the process by which RAVEC took its decision, and this should be considered at a final hearing. So thank you for listening to this update, and this is wonderful news. I'm happy that this case gets to go ahead, and I think that, you know, with all the behind the scenes machinations of what happened, that in the first place they should deny him the police protection. I think that they should consider the fact that he is willing to, you know, foot the bill and not be a burden on the British taxpayer. And, you know, we all know about all the negative articles that have been against the Duke, and especially the Duchess of Sussex, and the attacks that have been against her. The racist undertones of a lot of the things that have come against her. And for sure, they do need protection. They do need police protection above all, not just personal, bodyguards or such. And if Harry has said that he had significant tensions, between he and the Queen's private secretary, Sir Edward Young, then, they should consider that in the decision that was made initially to deny him that police protection. So we all know this. We've all heard about the threats that have been against Harry and Meghan, and especially around the time when Harry was due to marry Meghan, we heard a lot of things coming out. A lot of people, even in prominent positions, being caught speaking about her in racist terms, and people having an issue with her race. And a lot of things have come to light. Even of late, we all heard about the messages that were going around that were exposed, and people lost their jobs over how they were referring to Meghan in terms that were, frankly speaking, racist. So they do need protection. And with a lot of the negative reporting as well that has been, as I said before, against them. And of course, it's only common sense that Prince Harry, being a prince, even if he has stepped back from being a senior working member of the royal family, it doesn't change the fact that he is still in the line of succession, and someone of that magnitude of position does need protection that is not by case by case. They need someone who is there, who has up-to-date information at all times, who's being briefed, from those who deal with security in the UK, who can give them an update, timely updates on what should be done in order to secure them, to keep them safe, and to know that they and their children are safe. And I know that a lot of people have said, Prince Harry, if some people don't want you there, why bother going back? I think Harry's gonna fight till the end. He wants his kids to know his home country. And for those people who like to compare Meghan to, Wallace Simpson, and want the same fate for Prince Harry, a kind of banishment away from his home country and his family, he is not going to allow that to happen. He and Meghan are on a completely different path. They will, he wants them to have their life in the UK as well, and their lives in the US and wherever else that he desires that to happen. He is not banished. He wants to go home and introduce his kids to the culture there in the UK, and also Meghan. And we've seen it before when they were in the US and they had over, I think it was Beatrice who came over. Prince Harry still has close family there and friends there. So as I've said before, that is his home country. He is going to make sure that when they are there, that they will not be denied police protection, that they will have it even if he has to foot the bill. He has no problem with that. And I'm praying in the end that they get to see this through to the end, and he will win the bid to protect himself. That's all he wants. This is just common sense. It doesn't make sense why it should even have had any pushback at all. The minute he offered to pay, that just goes without saying. So I want to know your thoughts. Very curious to know your thoughts. Does the fact that he is no longer a working member, does that change the fact that he is in fact a senior member of that family? It doesn't change at all, in my opinion. And I think he deserves that protection, and he is willing to pay for it. And for those who are questioning why he needs it, I think they need to look deep within and ask themselves, why wouldn't they want him to be protected? That's just a simple thing. It's a basic right for someone in his position and standing, someone who is notable, who is famous worldwide. Why wouldn't they want him to be protected, as well as Meghan and his children? So yeah, I think people need to look deep within their hearts and ask these very, very important questions. So once again, let me know your thoughts. Before we log off, as always, a special thank you to those who support this channel, to my Patreon, PayPal, and membership supporters. I would like to say a heartfelt thank you. Your giving means so much. And I want to shout out once more to new channel supporters. I want to thank Ethne Green. Thank you so much for choosing to support this channel financially. And thank you to Dorothy Ross. Your giving, it just is so meaningful to me. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And also a special thank you right now to you, Patricia Lane. Thank you for being a supporter for this channel. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey and being such a tremendous boost. I appreciate you so much. Once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you to those who like, comment, and share. Leave your thoughts below. And I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.